Firstly, thank you for speaking with me today. I'll provide more information about the Ragged University separately to our chat, so don't feel like you need to explain lots about the background, because I will be able to fill that in for you in the interests of time. So can you describe the main goals or mission of the Ragged University in relation to environmental sustainability?
Right, yeah. My main goal is to research and experiment with social practices of learning and education which are capable of provisioning higher education wherever the individual is and whatever their means. I'm very interested in international development. I'm interested in everybody being able to access education, not those who can access finance or who may be lucky enough to be close to an institution which is accessible.
Yeah.
So education here, I'm thinking about clearly in terms of human development and developing human capabilities, and includes nurturing the habitats that sustain us. If we can't sustain our habitat, we can't sustain our own well-being, and so education really is necessarily involves the sustainable.
Yeah.
Let's see. So by looking at the world as a curriculum, the world surrounds us and it's got this infinite detail.
Yeah.
And embedded in it is scaffolded lessons. And understanding, for example, so we're next to a very busy motorway.
Yeah.
I can sit here and build a picture of our environment and start to see what the world is teaching me. I can start to talk to people and see what they will teach me. And I can understand the knowledge which is embedded in the surrounds. So in sustainability terms, the combustion engine is a really obvious one. It's producing lots of illnesses. So health involved, town planning's involved. What sustains us in terms of social environment.
And I guess within that context, how does the Ragged University counter that or aim to deal with, I guess, that breakdown of the world curriculum that you mentioned?
Well, it's a practice. Ragged University, I've come to understand it's a practice and not an organisation. And so by practicing this and understanding critical pedagogy as a key part, a necessary part of understanding the world, I can say that, thinking about and talking about the pollution as an example and its impacts, the lack of green spaces and its impacts, the alienation that happens when other species aren't visible. These are examples of what can be learned through critical thinking in the face of the world as curriculum. even more so when people come and share through public events and write about what they're passionate about. More and more things have become really prominent. For example, somebody wrote about marine conservation, and we walked along the beaches in Edinburgh, and we picked up the rubbish that's washed up on the shores. I was genuinely shocked that I hadn't noticed this before. The plastic from food products that I ate, the things like sanitary products that get washed out into the ocean. The fact that I can't collect shellfish because the whole area is poisoned by industrial pollution in the Firth of the Forth, and the haphazard way that society has dealt with munitions after the Second World War. So really, by listening to people, and wisdom is held in the people, plural, and being taken into their lives and what they've invested their lives in. I've had this opportunity to be a reader, a learner, and that learning is only complete when I'm exercising what I've been exposed to. So by then writing about it and operationalizing it, I see it as a process of what I'm calling autodidaction. Bringing to the two words autodidact and action together. It's only through that exercise that deep memories form and dynamic. You can have dynamic conversations. By understanding how all things, by doing this process, I suddenly find that everything is connected. And like there's a Buddhist exercise that's for assimilating enlightenment, where you ask yourself, how did I get here today? Well, I got the train here. And how did the train get there? Well, there's the smell. You can take it in so many different directions. The smelting of the metal to create steel, and using of fossil fuels to coke the steel, and that's one very useful exercise. Similar to Leonard Reed's economic exercise called I-Pencil, which is a lovely story of how a pencil comes together. Cedar wood from the Americas, clay from Ceylon, graphite from, then there's another iteration of this is Dr. Martin Luther King's Christmas lecture, where he talks about before he's finished breakfast, how, he's connected with half of the world. Tea from China and cocoa from West Africa. So it really is a systems exercise. And learning through the world affords learning through trial and error, stochastic learning that allows me to get up and try again. And if I don't get something, I get to ask something. And when somebody asks me a question, I get to share what I understand about it. And it's in that dialogue. And we build shared activities and public activities around that dialogue. Is that...
Yes, no, that's great. No, I'm really interested to hear the process of Ragged University as an exercise in systems thinking and overlaying that with the systems thinking required for environmental sustainability. It's a really nice, I guess, microcosm of the bigger picture and what people need to do. Before I move on to the next question, it just made me wonder, what would your response be to the suggestion that Ragged University facilitates a circular economy of knowledge?
Yes. That way of expressing things definitely makes sense to me, because it's an ecology that I've learned that I'm a part of, and learning about traditions that you can find in every culture, and arguably, most nearly every species that's been studied. It's a behavior that is a circular economy. It's an ecology which is necessary for the individual and the collective to thrive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
So on to the next question then. So if you could go into a bit more detail about the kinds of learning activities that the Ragged University community runs to promote sustainability awareness or action. So I guess twofold in terms of helping people to think more sustainably in whatever way you'd like to interpret that, and also in terms of linking to any sustainability actions. You've already mentioned the marine conservation. So I guess anything else along those lines as well.
Well, so I've touched on, I can speak from my experience and what happens when what happened when I basically opened myself and a public space to the world, teaching me what's most important, what people are passionate about, and what causes people to scintillate are things that they're very close to. What moves people to action. And interestingly, what comes to the fore are not self-involved things. They're often community-minded, and sustainability. So it's almost like, grounded theory. By starting off and just going, okay, everybody, teach me what you know. Themes emerge.
Yeah.
And themes, one of the major themes has been sustainability.
Yeah.
And that's how the website has evolved. So, as these themes emerge, people write and share, and we archive that stuff. And then I learn more about it. And then through the process of practicing and exerting myself to go, have I really got what they've shared? And sharing it again through writing or through doing a talk or through a conversation. Other opportunities have opened up.
Yeah.
So academics have connected, and I was really pleasantly surprised to find so many teachers interested in it as a mode of, as a pedagogical model, but also willing to teach because that's what makes them tick.
Yeah.
And learning more, again, it started to reinforce the systems exercise. And starting to make me think about my computational habits, the digital technologies that I use, and start to understand not to be wasteful with data and using power and energy when I don't need to, because that's creating pollution and carbon dioxide. I also worth bringing up is I thought that social media was something a lot better than it turned out to be.
I think a lot of people would agree with that.
And whilst basically I had to back away from social media because it's very solipsistic.
It's almost anti-social media.
It's pretty much anti-social media, and really wresting myself out of very self-serving digital economies and returning into the world where I see the things that are impacting everybody and hear the things that are impacting everybody, and investing time by putting effort in. A sort of the dynamic. So you can look at the website and see what's accrued over time through this sort of like grounded theory process of autodidaction. Yeah? Is that good?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. We are running out of time, so I would like to ask, I guess briefly, I would like to know about the impact of the project and the work that happens, whether that's on the website, the talks that are given. How do you, I guess in a nutshell, how do you know it's working?
Well, right, very, very simply, I backed off of abstraction, bureaucracies, key performance indicators, these Taylorism and scientific management is disaster zone. I pay attention. I remain with problems. I remain in relationships with people, and I support people. When you build things and see them function, suddenly I found it was humanized. And I thought it's actually disingenuous to expropriate that for the purposes of speaking to funders, and funders don't understand it.
Yep.
So I pay attention. I see what people produce, and I do constructive things in the world, and the knowledge people produce is the outcome. Yeah?
No, that's great. I suppose as well, I guess following on from that, we often see kind of the binary of success and failure. So I guess if it's not failing, it's a success. If people are continuing to attend, if people are continuing to spread the word, tell people about it, have conversations, even set up their own similar practices in their local areas, I guess by definition of it continuing to do that, it is successful.
People get in touch and they ask, do you know how I can do this? Can you help me do this? People have told me, well, this is the difference that it's made in my life. People are, there are so many stories. I could share. I think it's, I write I try and keep people's private lives private, but people have got out of the house. People have peeled off and had personal relationships by meeting in social spaces. People have found the support and courage to write essays, books, poems, make films. It's an apology.
Yeah, no, great, thank you. The final thing I want to speak about then, before we finish, is just in terms of policy, whether that be national, institutional, within, I guess, the organisations you have gone into and worked with or alongside, and in local areas, I suppose, have there been any challenges, hindrances, and or support in relation to that? Has policy, I guess, as a structural concept, helped or hindered the development of Ragged University?
Well, yeah. Okay, well, committees, ritual events, centralised bureaucracies, third sector structures, government structures, policy junctures, corporate structures, celebrity cultures, finance, trustee cultures, legalese jargon, business jargon. These I avoid as dead spaces and gauntlets which are marked by the dynamics. Look into the resource curves. Mm-hmm. I think it's in play. I developed a pun to sort of say, well, it's like Mad Max beyond the funding zone.
Yes.
It caused so much collateral damage. There's a great book called Punished Through Rewards. Mm-hmm. Definitely suggest that. But wherever there's humanized relationships, biological relationships, because good people can make bad situations functional. And people who have bad behaviors can make good policies very, very problematic. And so I always look away from the structures and to the people and how they're relating to people, how they're communicating. And you know when you're with a humanizing person, they're dynamic. But I think in this country we've got to have a word with executive culture. Mm-hmm. It's causing more harm than good.
Yeah.
And I say this respectfully, and I have these private conversations so that it's not about shaming people, it's about helping people understand how their practices are harming them achieving their objectives.
Yeah.
And other than that, try and act. I think Winston Churchill said, when asked about the church, he said, "Well, I see myself like a flying buttress. I support the church just from the outside." And that's what I've learned to do in my own life. Support everybody who's creating public value, however I can. It's part of life.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it there. But I hope that shows something. Be dynamic, be in the moment, and do things without involving money and finance. And there's an awful lot you can do.
Sounds really great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.